What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how things started for me and give you the full story, the ups and downs, how I was able to work successfully from home, and how I almost lost everything in the process. Stay tuned. So in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about my personal story, and I figured that this story could be something that you could relate with. So even though it's about me, I want you to put yourself in my role for a minute, and maybe something that I say will give you that aha moment because, you know, up until now, you probably think, well, he's just some other guy teaching people how to make money online, and, you know, there's something in it for him. I just know there is, and blah, 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 blah. But the truth of the matter is that we all have a beginning. We all have a genesis, right? And there's a reason why I do what I do. It's called our why. And our why is something that's powerful when you're building up your own business. You have to figure out, you know, what the end game is and why you are doing what you're doing. And it has to be something that's powerful. So I'm going to explain to you what that is for me, and hopefully this gives you an aha moment where you hit this mental breakthrough and realize, you know what? I really can do this. And that's my hope for you in this video. So to start it off, way before I started making money online, I used to think this whole thing was a scam. I thought there was no way to make money on the internet. This is like every single time I heard someone making money online, I was indoctrinated to believe that, you know, it was illegitimate and no person can actually make an income. Maybe they can make some money here and there, a few bucks, you know, sell something on eBay or Amazon, you know, a few bucks here or there, but there's no way that people could actually make a living from it. And not just a living, but wealth. There's no way that people can make wealth from the internet. This was what was embedded inside of me. And every single time I heard of somebody making an income, I was indoctrinated to believe that that was a scam. Didn't matter what it was. My ears were closed. They were plugged. I was saying, la, 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 la. There was no way people could make money on the internet. Now, that was very foolish of me because obviously, you know, if you have access to the whole world through the use of the internet, clearly anyone can make money. And not just money, but they can make wealth, serious financial wealth. That is a certainty. But back then, it wasn't fathomable in my mind. You see, I used to have a regular 9-to-5. After I got married in 2007, I decided I needed to buckle down and be a responsible person. And I've always hated the concept of having a regular job because I thought, you know, my life as a child and a teenager and a young adult, it was so wonderful and carefree, and I was able to do things that I really wanted. Like I was into, you know, comic book drawing. I wanted to be a comic book artist. But then someone told me that you can't really make money doing that, supporting a family, yada yada. So, you know, I decided to give up on my dreams. But I thought, you know, all of this time leading up to me growing up just to have a regular 9-to-5, just to punch in a clock, and that's what reality is. That's what life is leading up to. It sounds so boring. It sounds so tedious, so mundane, so I couldn't deal with it. And at first I used to think that maybe I'm just being selfish and lazy. But then I realized that I have an actual purpose. And then I started to realize that everyone does. We just may not know it yet. So I got married, buckled down, got a regular job. But in 2010, I decided to leave my job because, again, you know, as much as I tried to acclimate myself to being a regular 9-to-5er, I just could not stick with it. There was something swelling up in my spirit that's telling me I needed to be more than this. So in 2010, I left my job, which was both good and bad because, for one, this was when the job market and the economy had crashed. And so people were letting people go from their jobs, and, you know, no one was hiring. There was a hiring freeze for a while. And so my original goal was to find what I wanted to do within 3 months. And if I couldn't find it in 3 months, I was just going to go back out there and get a regular job again. Well, couldn't find anything in 3 months, so I decided to go back and find a job. This was still in the midst of this hiring freeze. So every job that I went to apply for, like Walmart and McDonald's, they would tell me that because I'm a college-educated student, not a student, but I'm a college graduate, that I overqualified and they couldn't give me the job. So I said, okay. I went ahead and I tried to apply for jobs that were more in my field, well-paying jobs. And they told me I lacked experience. I underqualified for all those jobs. And there was no in the middle. It was I overqualified or I underqualified. So I was in a really bad position, and it forced my wife to have to go and find some jobs. She got several babysitting gigs that tied us over for a little bit, but we were always strapped for cash. We always struggled in this time period. We overdrafted so many times on our bank account. And in 2012, after 2 years of struggling, there was one Saturday morning that I was up in my office, which is here, and my wife stood in my doorway right here. She was looking at me with tears in her eyes, and she said, "We overdrafted yet again, and I can't. What are we gonna do? How long is this gonna last? How many times can we overdraft and never have money and always be in the negative?" And as a husband, I looked at her with her tears down her eyes, and it broke my heart. Because I was trying to find a job, but there just wasn't anything there. So I turned around, looked at my computer, and I remembered all of those people saying that they made this much on the internet. They made this much on the internet. And I always thought all of them were scams. There was no way this could happen. But then I started to think, you know what? There's got to be some legitimate way of making it. There's got to be some way. I just don't know what it is. I've never taught myself that. I was indoctrinated to believe that the only legitimate way to make money is with a regular 9-to-5. And but I was willing to break out of the matrix and figure this out. And I said, you know what? I don't know how many people actually make an income online, but somebody is doing it right and legitimately. And I'm going to figure out what that is, and I'm not going to rest until I'm doing it too. So I committed myself day in and day out to figure it out. I trained myself. I invested whatever on credit cards, that the little credit that I had left. I invested in some courses and some business opportunities, and I did the upgrades and everything. And this was from someone who didn't have money to give. This was purely on the only thing that I had at the time, which was credit. So maxing out my credit cards with a negative balance in my bank account, I got myself to figure out this way of making money online. And thankfully at this time I didn't have kids to consider, but it still was a very tough situation to have to put not only myself but my wife in this position. So I committed myself day in and day out, from sunrise to sunset and beyond. And I took an incredible amount of action. I didn't have a job, so I didn't have to worry about that. But I took an incredible amount of action. I created content. I essentially, within about 2 to 3 months, I finally hit my breakthrough. And I remember, the struggling thoughts of doubt for those 2 to 3 months before I ever made anything, thinking, I am just wasting my time. I am desperate for money. And, we got my parents to help us, the church that we were going to at the time, they were helping us. So that covered our bills for a little bit. But I remember going through this thinking, I'm just wasting my time. But then I fought those thoughts off and said, no. I am going to make it. It is going to work. And once I got that first sale, I got $20 and I leapt for joy, and I ran up and down the staircase in my house, And I was so ecstatic about it. And you would think, well, all of that time and all that effort for $20? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. This whole thing is about the mind, right? What I confirmed with myself was I finally was able to remove the disbelief. What kept me down was thinking that this wasn't going to work, that I wasn't going to make money online. But that $20 proved that I did make money online and that I could make money online. So once I made that first $20, that first $20 was worth $1 million in my eyes, because I realized that if I can make it happen once, I can make it happen as many times as I want, as many times as I put in the effort, the hard work to do it. And so I kept working at it. And that $20 eventually turned to $20 per day. Still not a lot, right? Well, I kept working at it. I kept building it up over and over. And that $20 a day turned into $40 a day, then $60, then $80, then $100. Then I got it up to $300 or $350. Now, it wasn't every single day I was doing that. Some days it was $100. Some days it was $150. Other days was $200, $250, $300, $350. So starting out, once things started going, it was up and down. It wasn't $350 every day. I wish it was, but I'm being honest here, it wasn't. But I always made at least $100 a day. It was never like, I think maybe once or twice in a blue moon, I wouldn't get any money in a day, but that was very rare at this point. But, it was fantastic. Everything blew up in a good way. I was becoming popular. I was utilizing YouTube to be the main avenue for generating my wealth. And man, I was doing phenomenally. Now, this is my story, so I'm going to tell you the other side of it, okay? This was my first year ever doing this. I didn't know what I was doing besides following some basic instructions, and I was a student full time. I took any source of training I could, and I had books of notes that I would take from all these things that I was learning. I would watch YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video, and I would buy these courses that would teach me concept after concept after concept. And even though this stuff wasn't exciting to me, I made myself excited by it. I made myself interested in it because this was going to create wealth for me. And it was. It seriously was. So then something happened. It's a few months in after having this good fortune come to me. Oh, and let me explain one other thing before I get into that. I hope you understand how awesome it feels to be able to go to bed, like checking your phone as you're going to bed. I remember the first time I was realizing this, but I was going to bed. I would go to bed and I would look at my phone. And I get text messages. You got a new sale, got a new commission, got a new sale, got a new commission, got a new referral. And I look at my PayPal notifications. You made another $100 today. You made another $250 today. Just the PayPal notifications on my phone. And I would smile and set my phone on my nightstand and just lay back with this ultimate relaxation going through my body. Such a happy time. And I would close my eyes, knowing that when I woke up the next day, I'd get even more new notifications of new payments. And I did. This became my life every single day, Monday through Sunday. Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. I'd go to bed with looking at my phone to see new payments, and I'd wake up the next day with more new payments. This was fantastic. So just imagine that happening to you. Just imagine this is what so many people go through. This is what people go through. There's so many people going through. I'm a testament of that. But this is what so many people go through that you never know about. You don't see this other side of it because it hasn't happened to you yet. But I want it to happen to you. I hope it does happen to you. But here's one thing that happened to me that I don't want to happen to you. again, this was my first year doing this. So, as much knowledge as I was taking in, I didn't have it all figured out. But it came to a time when there were some people that they were aggravated at this one company that I was representing with my business. And I was just representing it because I felt good about it, but there was people that were attacking this company. They hated this company. And what they did was they attacked anyone on YouTube who promoted this company. They used to go to a website and they would hire these bots, which they don't exist anymore, but they hired these bots that would overwhelm your YouTube channel with flagging for inappropriate messages. And when your channel got overwhelmed with this, automatically your channel gets blocked. It gets, removed. So I woke up one day to find out that my channel was gone. And I had appealed it. I had tried for 2 weeks to get my channel back. I went to support. I tried desperately to find a person. And on YouTube, it is extremely hard to find a person to talk to on YouTube because everything is automated. So finally, I got to talk to some people. And after 2 weeks, I got my channel back. But I don't know if you could imagine the damage being done after 2 weeks. My income had gone from up to $350 a day to zero. And what's even worse is that when I finally got my channel back, all of my videos were gone. I had no access to my videos. Now, I had backups of most of them, but it wasn't the same. Because when you post a video, it registers a unique ID on YouTube. So even if I reposted the same video, I couldn't replace an older post on YouTube with a newer video, if that makes sense. When I upload the same video, it identifies it as a brand new post. So it has a unique URL. So the damage was already done. And videos that were posted that they were ranking well, they rank well over time. So, they gain seniority and that helps them to rank better. So I was destroyed. My whole business was destroyed. I had to start from scratch. And I had to save face because during this time, I had built subscribers on my YouTube channel to over 1,000, and I had an email list of over 3,000. And so I had to save face because people were messaging me like, "What's going on? What happened to you? What happened to you?" Some people were like, "Haha, I knew it. You're a scammer. Haha." And it was such a horrible time because I had several people that I considered students, people that looked up to me, and people that I was coaching personally. Let me tell you something. You could try to do things for all the right reasons and people will still attack you. You have to realize that not everyone is going to appreciate you. Not everyone's going to believe you. You can't make everyone happy, no matter how hard you try. So my business was destroyed. It was decimated. And I had to start over. But before I could start over, I had to get over this emotional turmoil. If you can imagine, I spent years from 2010 to 2012, struggling financially, overdrafting on my bank account, seeing my wife struggle and feel sad and crying. And then after so much hard work, 3 months of hard work to get something going, and then more over time to raise my income level, to support my wife and I, to see my wife happy. We used to be able, during this time period, to go into a mall and spend a few $100s, and I'd come out of that mall with more money in my PayPal account than what I spent. I remember walking to the exit of the mall, like as we were leaving, I said, "Let me see how much money I've made while shopping." And that was one of the days that I had made over $300. I said, "You know what? We're good. um, and then, other things like buying meals for people, writing checks. That's always been my heart. That's always been my heart. I'm fortunate to say that now, for the last 4 years, I've been full-time, 100% working from home, being with my family, supporting myself, supporting me, my wife, and 3 kids. So it's definitely the dynamic has changed, certainly, but I'm in a good position now. So I'm back, baby. I'm back. But when I lost my business back then, man, my soul was crushed. And it took a while for me to get over it, because all that hard work and everything I went through, and these foolish people came, and I wasn't a target. Like, they didn't target me out because they knew me or because I did anything to them. They were just targeting anyone who represented this particular business. It didn't matter who. They destroyed several people's livelihoods for their own selfish reasons. Now, you may not agree with a certain company. You may have issues with a company, but taking it out on people, their client base, their user base, taking it out on them, that's harsh. That's beyond cruel. And there was unfortunately nothing I could do about it. So after a time, I tried to build it up again. During this time, I finally got a regular job, and I was working, and I tried to rebuild my online business, and I succeeded a few times, but it was never to the degree of what I had before. And, the good thing is that everything that I did, I made money from it. It just was never at the same level until the last few years. Now I'm making more money than I ever did with any regular job, and it's only increasing. And I'm thankful for where I am. I'm still climbing back up. I'm not 100% there yet, but I'm still climbing back up, and I am much better than what I've ever been. So that's good for me. But it took a lot of mental challenges of fighting off these thoughts, of disbelief, of all of these self-limiting ideas. And what I want you to know is that once you tap into who you are, and once you tap into the mentality of all the obstacles in your way, you can overcome them. If you believe in yourself, that is all you need. One thing I've said over and over in the past is that it's not so much what it is that you're selling. You should sell something that you love to do, so that way it doesn't feel like work. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it is that you're selling. What matters is who you are. What matters is what you have in here. You've heard the phrase, and I've mentioned this too, someone that's so good at selling, they could sell ice to an Eskimo. Think about that phrase for a minute. Why would an Eskimo want to buy ice? He lives in ice. But you see, that proves my point. That is not so much about what you are selling. I mean, you should sell something that you really care for, and it should be something that benefits people. So don't go sell ice to an Eskimo. But the point is that it pales in comparison. What you're selling, it pales in comparison to the person that is selling. I've had people that bought stuff from me when they were introduced to someone else selling the exact same product. They turned them down and bought from me because of who I am, because of what they saw in me. I've had people with coaching programs that they signed up under someone else, and they wanted to change that coach so that they could sign up under me. And they asked me, can I do that? And I said, I am not going to condone that. That is, you sign up under that person, you need to stay with that person. That's only fair. If you really like me, you can see my content on YouTube. I'd be happy to answer some questions for you, but that's all. Don't go under me. Don't leave them to go under me. That's not fair. So I never condone that. But I've had people that didn't buy that they said, well, I was going to buy from this person, but honestly, I like you better. So you see, we could sell the same product, but they wanted me and they didn't want that person. So that's the thing you need to take from this, is that it's about you. It's about who you are and what you're able to do. Now, whoever it was that tore down my YouTube channel, they never knew about my struggles trying to make money and having to watch my wife cry as we had our bank account overdraft so many times. And you know what? Knowing they probably don't even care. Even if they knew, they probably didn't even care, because of the type of people that they are. Unfortunately, there's some bad people in this world. But at the end of the day, be strong, be confident in who you are. Now, do I know what to do now going forward? Oh yeah. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? So that's not going to happen again. But even if worst case scenario happens, and if any of my other YouTube channels, or if this one goes down somehow, I'm not worried, because this is no longer like the main thing that I'm doing. I'm doing other things as well. This here is to benefit you guys, to teach you how to make money online, to use affiliate marketing and other forms of making money online, so that you could be prepared. God forbid, if something were to happen like COVID happens again. If something like this happens again, I want you to be prepared. I want you to have multiple streams of income, not just one. But I'm telling you, the only way it's going to work is if you trust in yourself and you remove these limiting doubts. The same way that I was down in myself until I finally made that $20, and that took every doubt that I've had away. I hope that you can remove those doubts even before you make your first sale. Be confident, trust in yourself, trust in the process that you are putting for yourself, and you can make a fortune. But you need to figure out why you're doing it, for what reason. And when I say fortune means different things to different people. For you, a fortune could be to replace your income, and that's worth the most value in your eyes. For others, it could be, I want to be a millionaire. You can. Anyone who thinks that the concept of saying, I want to be a millionaire is laughable, they're wrong. There's many quiet millionaires that you never even heard of. They're not famous. They're regular Joes that if you see them in the streets, you think they're just like everyone else, until you see them walk into their car and until you see them drive up to their house. Then it starts to click. So that's all I got, guys. My adventure is continuing, and I hope that it can continue with you. So love you guys. Hope you like this video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a very transparent and vulnerable video. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you appreciate the content on these videos that I'm posting. Also, click that subscribe button and click the bell notification to be updated on when I post new videos. And last but not least, if you want to know how I'm making the comeback right now, click on the link in the description box below. And I'll be happy to coach you through setting up your own business in a box that you can manage anywhere in the world and live the life that you really want. Talk to you soon. It's Jason. Much love, God bless, and as always, peace.
I should make money for free. Yeah, that's how money works. Money for free. If I ain't got a boss, then it's not a legal way to make money. You gotta know that's true, right? You gotta have a boss for you. Okay. The only way to make money is by spending a crazy amount of time. If I'm not like slave or nothing like that, okay. But okay, here we go. Nobody makes money from home. This COVID thing is just a fluke. We're gonna be in the office again, and if you seriously want to help me, you should just give me money. That's how you can show me